Do you feel like your English pronunciation is holding you back, even when you know the words? You're not alone. Many people feel that way. And the good news is, it's usually just a small fix that makes a big difference. Pronunciation, I want you to be clear, it's not about perfection. It's about coordination between your ears, your tongue and your mouth, and your confidence. Trying to fix everything at once only adds pressure. So instead of trying to pressure yourself, focus on being clear and not perfect. Think of English like a song. Each language, especially English, has its own rhythm. Once you focus on that rhythm and clarity, your pronunciation will start to follow and flow naturally. So here's my simple advice. Choose one small thing to work on each week. Maybe it's the th or th sound, or the rise and fall of your sentences. Focus there. Practice daily, just 5 or 10 minutes, and let your confidence grow and build. Pronunciation gets easier when you stop trying to chase perfection and start finding your flow. So that's what we're going to work on tonight. And stick around, because in the Mastery Minute, I'll share a classic idiom that captures the sound of truly great pronunciation. You've definitely heard it before, but you might not know where it comes from or how to use it naturally. So drop your questions in the chat, and I'll answer a few live right after the Mastery Minute. And hey, don't forget, like, subscribe, and share this with someone who wants to sound more fluent in English. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Let me tell you about Rena. Rena's one of my students, not her real name. She speaks English well, but every time she joined a call with her American colleagues, she got quiet. She said, "Dennis, I feel like my pronunciation makes me sound less professional." Well, listen, the problem wasn't her accent. She had a great accent. It was her focus. She was trying to sound perfect instead of clear. So we worked on some simple drills like shadowing native speakers and exaggerating rhythm, not sounds. And what happened? Well, within a couple of weeks, her coworkers started commenting and telling her, "Wow, hey, your English sounds much smoother." And that's when she finally realized pronunciation isn't about erasing your accent. It's about sounding clear and confident. Because let's face it, even native English speakers have a lot of different accents. So the question I have now is, how can you improve quickly without endless tongue twisters, which are a good way to practice, but let's not do it all the time. So let's talk about it. Okay? So here is something you might not expect. You don't fix pronunciation by just repeating sounds or saying words over and over. You fix it by training your ears and mouth muscles to work together. Okay? Let me break it down for you. I've got 4 quick techniques that you can start using today. Training your ears, using the mirror technique, shadowing rhythm, and focusing on clarity. Those are the key things here. So let's start with number 1. Train your ears. Because before you can say it right, you have to hear it right. Most learners focus on reading or speaking first, but listening is actually step 1. So I often tell my clients to start with short videos on YouTube, or VoiceTube is another good one. It's designed for English learners. They've got the subtitles right on the side. It's great. So choose a topic that you actually enjoy. That's very important. Otherwise, you'll get bored. So it could be a cooking video, or a tech review, or even a travel vlog. Something that you're interested in that keeps you focused, and you'll catch more details that you might normally miss. So first, pick a short clip. Try something under 1 minute and listen for meaning. The first time is the first thing you do. You want to hear what the content is about. Second, write down what you think you heard. Okay? Write it down or repeat it to yourself. What is this about? It's just a short summary. Third, check by turning those subtitles on. So you're going to watch it actually 3 times. And you'll be surprised how much you start noticing. Like you might notice the difference between, well, sheep and ship. It's a slight difference, but you'll hear it. Or how about live and leave? Or sometimes live is pronounced live. It's crazy, right? And over time, this kind of focused listening builds your pronunciation naturally because your ear starts to guide your mouth. All right, so that's step 1. Train your ears first. Now, once you've trained your ears, it's time to bring what you heard to life. Take those sounds from the short videos you watched and practice them in front of a mirror. This is how my wife, who is self-taught, learned how to speak English, by practicing. That's one of the ways, by practicing in front of a mirror. Now, it might feel awkward at first, but it is incredibly effective. What do? You stand in front of a mirror and watch your mouth. Watch how your mouth moves. Okay? English uses more open shapes than many other languages. For example, in Korean and Japanese, the mouth stays smaller and tighter. In English, your jaw drops more for vowels like A or O. Notice the difference? The A says A and A. Notice how wide my mouth gets. When trying to, so after you've done that, you want to exaggerate it, right? Just a little. Stretch your mouth. Move your tongue. And listen carefully to your own rhythm. You can even record yourself. Compare your video side by side with a native speaker and adjust the shape and sound. And over time, that visual feedback while you're looking in the mirror will help you, and your muscles will learn, and your pronunciation, I should say, becomes more natural and confident. Okay, that's technique 2, the mirror technique. Technique 3. Once you've practiced listening and watching, it's time to bring it all together. Rhythm. It's the heartbeat of English. It connects what your ears hear and what your mouth produces. If you want to sound fluent fast, don't just copy words. Copy the music, so to speak. So choose a short clip. Maybe it's one of that you've already watched. Play one sentence, okay? Then pause and repeat with them, almost like you're singing along. Match their timing, their pitch, their emotion, and you'll start to feel the flow, the rise and the fall of the language, the way certain words stretch or shrink, and how pauses add meaning. So imagine tapping your foot to a song, and that's how English rhythm works too. It gives the energy and the flow to your speech. So don't worry about every single sound being perfect. Focus on finding the beat. And then when your rhythm is right, everything else will start to click together. That's why people who sing in English often sound so natural because they've trained their ears and their rhythm first. When you speak, I mean, trust me, there's there's many famous singers from like the UK, and they pronounce words in English a bit differently, but when they sing in English, they almost sound American. It's crazy. Tom Jones comes to mind if you want to Google that. Tom Jones is an old, cool singer. All right, now, you've trained your ears, you've practiced in the mirror, and you've learned to shadow the rhythm of real speech. There's just one piece to bring it all together. Mindset. Okay? Here's the shift that changes everything. Clear beats perfect. Okay? Clear is always better than perfect. So let's shift that mindset. People don't need you to sound native. They don't. They just need to understand you easily. So don't focus on trying to sound like an American or sound like you're English. Focus on clarity and rhythm instead of perfection. You'll make progress much faster, and every word will feel smoother and natural, okay? So imagine you're driving a car for the first time. I remember my first time. It was a while back, right? You don't start learning to drive by going fast. That's terrifying. You start by learning to stay in control. And the same goes for pronunciation. Slow down just a little bit. Just enough for your tongue and your breath and your thoughts to stay in sync. Okay? And then the natural speed will follow. I heard someone once say, you should try to taste every word that you say and hit every syllable when you're learning. Go slow. Because when you go slow, people will understand you. You'll understand the specific words that you have to say. And give yourself permission to focus on clarity first. When people can understand you effortlessly, then you'll sound confident. And that's where true fluency begins, right? You won't be nervous all the time. Oh, I don't know what to say. But remember, your accent is part of your story, okay? It's not your flaw. You're not trying to erase who you are. You are refining your sound so people can hear your message clearly. Simple, right? So every time you practice, celebrate the progress. You are getting better one sound, one word, one sentence at a time. Okay. All right. I got to post that. It's got to be in there. That positive mentality, positive mindset. So, what's your challenge for today? What sound or word do you find hardest to pronounce in English? Maybe it's the word world or thorough. Or drop your word in the chat and I'll give you a tip on how to master it. Okay? The chat time is coming up. The Q&A time is coming soon. So, here's your challenge for this week. Record yourself speaking one short English paragraph, okay, or sentence. Start slow if you have to. Something from your favorite movie or your favorite show or YouTube video. Then listen back. Notice your rhythm and clarity. Do this once a day for 1 week, and you'll be surprised and amazed by how fast you improve. Okay? It doesn't take all the time, just once a day. And if you want more tips, check out the full blog post. It's mentioned in the chat and in the description. And take a look at my course, Mastering English for Busy Professionals. It's created especially for people who are too busy to study, but still want to sound confident and fluent and natural in English. It's a simple 10-minute-a-day system that fits easily into any schedule. And it actually gets results. I've helped hundreds of people with this. Okay. So, Now it's time for the Mastery Minute. My favorite. I know it's your favorite too. The Mastery Minute's so much fun. And today's idiom is, well, clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. Have you ever heard that one? Have you ever noticed how a clear voice can stop a whole room? It's like when the sound cuts through everything, the chatter, the noise, the nerves, and everyone listens. Well, that's where this expression comes from. So back in the 1800s and before, 1700s, but it was really big in the 1800s, church bells were the loudest, purest sound around. You could hear them ringing for miles. Clean and bright all the way through fog or wind or rain. And so people used them as a symbol for clarity, something strong enough to rise above the noise. So when someone says your voice is clear as a bell, they mean it's easy to hear and easy to understand and full of confidence. So imagine giving a presentation where every word lands, or having a conversation where people instantly tune in and listen. That's the power of being clear as a bell. So next time you practice your pronunciation, don't chase perfection. Aim for that clear, ringing sound that makes people stop and listen. That's where real confidence lives, all right? And that's all the time we have for today. We're actually about a minute over time. And tonight we explored ways to improve your pronunciation, training your ears, using the mirror, shadowing rhythm, and focusing on clarity over perfection. Next time, on Friday, we'll look at some surprising words, just words that can completely change your English tone. The little choices that you make that make you sound more professional or more polite or persuasive without changing your grammar at all. This is for whatever level of English you're at. Now, if you found tonight's lesson or session valuable, hit that like button for me, subscribe, and ring the bell so you don't miss out. I am Dennis Wilborn, and this has been 15 Minute Mastery. I'll see you next time.